We are live. We are also direct with Jennifer Seidelman, who is a success coach who has a background in real estate over the last 25 years, but also has a focus in helping women to grow, launch, and scale their businesses by using a mixture of mindset and strategy. She helps to define success in their terms, in terms of who they need to be to achieve success. She offers customized solutions to individuals and businesses on the belief that there is no one size fitting all. She is a great advocate of the Albert Einstein phrase, insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result. People go to Jennifer to get through the next level and break through new income ceilings. She sells. Welcome to Jennifer's in the building.
Thank you. That's quite an introduction.
Amazing. Jennifer, like you're really glowing today, can I say? You're glowing. You got a great heart, and it's great to really connect with you today. Yeah.
Awesome to be here.
I know when we spoke before, you spoke about you help people in the launch phase, building phase, and maybe the success phase. What's your favorite one of those stages to maybe help people? Like, yeah.
It's funny. Each one of them has a special place in my heart. I probably would say if I had to pick only one, I would pick that middle group because I think it's, some people don't get to the place of being successful and feeling burned out, but everyone goes through that phase of growing their business and feeling overwhelmed and not certain what the next right step is. And everyone's telling them to do something different. And oftentimes they're contradicting each other and they're trying to get support. But when 15 people tell you different ways of doing things, it's like, which one's right? And so I like working with those people and kind of reminding them that ground yourself, go back to what's in here. What did you want? Why are you building this business? What's important to you? And that really helps with what the next right step is instead of just feeling like everything's coming at you all at once.
Amazing. I think the common belief is, hey, if I work hard, if I hustle, if I do more, that will be what sort of takes me to the next level. But tell me what you really think what is the catalyst to really breaking through that next income ceiling or really building?
Yeah. And I mean, I was that person. I thought it was just hustle, do more. And that works for a while. And it definitely works when you're younger. I started my business 25 years ago. I could hustle all day long. I can't hustle all day long anymore. And so really moving from that into being more purposeful, being more grounded in where my area of genius is and focusing on that part and then having other people do the other pieces of my business so that I'm able to really, I feel like, serve my clients at a higher level and actually serve more people because I'm only focused on that one piece. And that's really what I work with my clients to do, is to help them realize I'm totally anti-hustle culture. Now, that doesn't mean I don't work hard. When you're really grounded in what you want and know it, if you have to put in a 15-hour day, it doesn't feel the same as when it's something that you're like, I have to do this. So that's really what I work with people, is find the parts of your business you love and let's have you lean into those and then find other ways to either let go of the other pieces or find support in other ways.
Wow, good. What I like about, I think, where you're coming from, it's the information is out there, the support is out there. So it's not an information problem, it's an identity problem. It's taking on the identity of the person who's building and wants to ask for that support, and is really tapping on who they need to be to get to that next level rather than what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. You say it's not a fear problem, it's an avoidance problem. Could you dig deeper into people avoiding rather than it being a fear problem?
I think it's easy to just kind of shove things down and ignore them, or to focus in on the parts you like and let that kind of get out of control. And so rather than avoiding what's coming up, really kind of leaning into it and going, what's that about? Is it something that I can educate myself and then it won't be a problem anymore? Or is it something that really I just need to let go of? And sometimes it's a client, sometimes it's a way of doing business. But if it's really weighing on you to the point where you know you're avoiding it, then you've got to really kind of confront it in some way and deal with it because it keeps you stuck.
Yeah. Why do people avoid? I mean, it's the obvious
Eh,
reason. What? Fear
Um,
of
I
all of
mean,
it.
there's actually a lot of reasons. I would say the number one is fear. I don't know
Oh,
what to do with that. So if I ignore it, it'll go away. And instead, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What we lean on to here is visibility. We want women to really lean into that visibility. As they say, the number one fear in the world is public speaking, and public speaking often is synonymous with being visible. Tell me how you get visible with your coaching business, signing clients and things like this. Yeah.
It's interesting because I just actually was at for a 3-day event for joint ventures. So I just came out of that. And a lot of that because I have things that are my skills and talents for working with clients. And then there are other people out there that maybe are marketing and have the same people they serve, but they serve them in a different way. And so rather than me trying to go out and find all those people, if I connect and find connection with other people who are in this space, we're able to bring more to our people because they're complementary services. So that's a lot of what I do. And for me, that's natural because having come out of the real estate industry originally, we do a lot of referrals. And
100%.
so it just makes sense to work together instead of to feel like I'm this island and I have to find everybody myself. So that I would say is probably the biggest thing. And then I do a decent amount of speaking. And I think people are scared of speaking because they feel like they have to be perfect.
Ooh,
And nobody wants you to be perfect. I say the most profitable thing you can do is be yourself
ooh,
because then people get to connect with who that is. And more. And today we want authenticity more than we want perfect and polished.
wow. Jennifer is going in today. You are going in. It's so true that if you give someone a handwritten letter, that will probably carry more weight than a AI-driven presentation created from a prompt that
Hmm.
looks like it's been made. Like those AI posters, right?
Yep.
You can tell it's an AI poster. It's got that kind of ring to it, right? And it loses its specialness,
Yeah.
in that regard, right?
Yeah, initially AI felt like, ooh, it's different and it's perfect. And now you can spot it a mile away and it just gives you that kind of ick feeling. So, and I don't get me wrong, AI is a fantastic tool. I use it a
It's a
lot.
great tool. It's a
Yeah.
great tool.
But I use it more as feedback on here's what I'm doing, here's what I've come up, where would you tweak it, where would you tighten it, rather than
Amazing.
it telling me what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there's AI, but there's DI as well, divine intelligence. And I think people aren't tapping into that.
Hmm.
They're not tapping into what their real mission is, why they're here on Earth. And you can't ask ChatGPT that. You got to search within
Yes.
for that, for sure. I'm a great component of. You may have read this book. Have you read this book?
Yes. It's been a while, but yes.
Tremendous, tremendous. And what I really took from this is leverage, going 10x. 10x means, hey, look, we can 10x the impact, 10x the fun, like really. And when I speak with people, sometimes it's like they have a target. I said, well, why not times by 10? So, there's fewer routes to get there. So that's what I've been reading recently, to really meditate on the magic of thinking big. How about yourself? What have you been reading recently? And give us a word from what you've been reading.
Um, it's funny because it's one of my core books. And I just reread it because every time you read it, it's a little bit different and it's a quick read. And that's The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay
Yes.
Papasan.
Yes.
And the reason is I believe fundamentally under everything that really is important. That when we truly know the next right step, it can knock out so many other steps. It just takes the time of getting that true clarity so that you know the next right step instead of just kind of frenetically going. And that's what most of us who are entrepreneurs, that's what we do. We're just kind of like, we're go people. So you want me to stop and think? No, I'm just ready to go. I'm saying if you slow down a bit at the beginning and really lay the foundation, moving forward fast is so much easier. Otherwise, at some point, you have to come in and knock that foundation out and rebuild it because it wasn't built to scale.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you like building companies to scale? Like yeah.
It's a little different for everyone, and scaling's different for everyone. I had somebody tell me about a month ago, well, if it's not a seven-figure company, they're not having impact, and I disagree. I think we get to have impact in different ways, and scaling means different things to people, which is why my company is you define success, not I tell you what success is. That being said, I think it starts with being grounded in why you're doing it. What's the point? I mean, yes, to make money. And guess what? A lot of entrepreneurs could work a lot less hours and make just the same money in a job. So there's something more there. And for most people, it's freedom or impact. Those tend to be the two I hear the most, and money. And so, okay, what does that freedom look like? What are you working towards? I think the more you've painted a picture of what your life looks like, what your business looks like, and the steps to get there, the more likely you are to get there. And then looking for, kind of touched on it, but leverage. We don't go through this alone. So what leverage are you going to need along the way? It might be at home. It might be in the business. For some people, hey, I don't need it in my business, but it'd be really great if somebody was cleaning my house, watching my kids, so I don't have to worry about that piece. So it's where are you at in the business? Where do you want to go? And what are the next steps for scaling? And the more you have that laid out, the easier it is to get there. Because Gary Keller says this all the time. He says, people underestimate or overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 5. And it is so true. If you're an entrepreneur and you look at where you were 5 years ago and where you are now, it's probably pretty surprising. 5 years ago, we were in the middle of COVID.
Mhm.
People's businesses changed dramatically during then, and they've changed dramatically since. So,
Yeah.
that to me is if you've got the plan laid out, then you're working your plan instead of just going kind of putting it all out there.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. And I know it says She Sells podcast. Sales for me is a transference of two things, certainty and energy. So when people can feel certain, you've demonstrated your expertise, they buy. And if they feel your energy is limitless, they buy. What does sales mean to you in terms of being able to close those deals, sign those big contracts and things like this?
I think foundationally, it's a belief in yourself and in what you're selling,
Wow.
whether it's, that I'm in sales for a company or I'm in sales for myself. If you don't
Mm.
believe in what you're selling, it comes across.
Yes.
So I think that's the first thing. Like, I believe in it. I believe in what I'm doing. So there's not that disconnect. And then, yeah, it is. If you're not excited about something, why should anyone else be excited about it? So I'm like, here, you want to buy this cup? They're like, no, you sound bored with it.
Yeah.
I'll go find somebody who's really excited about that cup.
There
So I
you
do
go.
think energy is a piece of it. And then also how you show up. I recently purchased a program, and another mentor of mine said, that person is great and they over promise and under deliver. And I was like, yeah, but they're great. And now I'm a few months into the program and I'm like, I understand exactly what you were saying. So be truthful in what you bring to the table, and let them actually buy from an authentic place instead of, I'm going to promise you the world and I'm going to deliver you this. Because that for me, the reasons I bought into that program, I found are not going to be there. And
Mhm.
that means then for me, it's not just, oh, no longer am I an advocate. If somebody asks me, my response is going to be, I got sold on something that never got delivered. I
Mhm.
never want someone to say that about me or one of my clients.
Mhm. Okay. How would you like to be remembered, like when it's said and done?
I want people to know I cared. It was interesting. A little while back, I was working on some stuff and I reached out to some of my clients who have been with me for a while. And I said, what would you say it's like to work with me? Why do you work with me? Why have you stayed with me this long? And then I took all of their answers and I stuck it into AI and I said, tell me what the core pieces are. And it made my heart so happy when the number one thing that came up is every one of them said, I know that you care. I know you have my back. I know you're there for me. And that's what I want to be remembered for is, it's not my name in lights. I want to see the people I'm lifting up. I want to see them soar because when they soar, I feel like I'm fulfilled.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love that answer. And I really think that coaching is calling rather than coaching being shiny object to make money. And I think the people who really struggle are the people that don't love people and their coaching, because you see them cut corners, you see them really promise the world, you see them try and keep people at arm's length away and not really try and go deep. And it's just like when I was being a high school teacher, I was high school teacher for 10 years. And there were some teachers just in it for the holidays. But
Yeah.
but there were some teachers that were in it for the calling. And so when it's the calling, then, you know, there's going to be ups and downs. You have to reinvest. You might go down to zero. You know, things happen. The
Yes,
market
they do.
changes. But I guess if it's not a calling, I think it's that much more difficult to really serve, because as you said, if this isn't your passion and it's not your real true alignment, people can tell. So
Yeah, they really can. And I think it's interesting also because I've been coaching for 20 years now. So obviously I've seen the industry change a lot. And post COVID, especially, we have so many people running around saying they're selling coaching. It's mentoring, it's training, it's not coaching. Coaching is a partnership. It's a give and take. It's I don't pretend to have all the answers for you, and I'm going to work with you so you can find those answers in yourself, and we can play with those answers and challenge them and really find your truth, versus me saying this is the one way to do it, and if you don't do it this way, you're not going to succeed. Now, marketing that is harder than saying, I can get you to 7 figures in a year, because people are like, oh, that sounds good. And then they get in and they just spend $20,000 on a program and they make the same money after 12 months. So it's, it is a calling. I always say the days that are my coaching days, I have more energy at the end of the day than when I got up, because I love what I'm doing. So it just regenerates in me. Yeah.
100%. How can they get in contact with you, and who specifically are you looking to serve?
The easiest way, obviously I'm on Facebook, Instagram, so you can look at my name, but the easiest way is go to coachjen.com. And really the people I'm serving are women entrepreneurs at this point. I do work with some men. I always get that question. I do work with men. I do that in one-on-one and small group format. I don't have any large programs for men, but I do work with them as well. Women are my sweet spot, because I really believe that when women come into their power, not by hardening, but by really standing soft and fully themselves, that everything around them rises. Their clients rise, their families rise, their communities rise. And I think we need more of that collaborative power than individualistic power.
Yeah. No, I think collaborative power is where it's at, and honoring each other, and collective growth. I think collective growth is a beautiful thing, because America is the home of coaching. 70% of coaches are female. And so, you know, you are really the backbone of this scene. And so, you know, the more people that rise, the better, really, in that regard. So yeah, it's been amazing to have you on, Jennifer. I definitely appreciate you.
Well, thanks for having me on. I always love getting a chance to share ideas. That's how we all learn and grow.
Amazing. She leads, she sells. Jennifer Seidelman in the building, and we are out.